Quadrant Mathematics, Lecture 27. By repositioning the letters around the central letter N, a Greek cross can be made that reads Pater Noster, Latin for Our Father, the first two words of the Lord's Prayer, both vertically and horizontally. The remaining letters, two each of A and O, can be taken to represent the concept of Alpha and Omega, a reference in Christianity to the omnipresence of God. Thus, a square might have been used as a covert symbol for early Christians to express their presence to each other. In Plato's Meno, Plato tries to prove that knowledge is innate and comes from the world of the forms. Socrates claims that people come from the world of the forms before they are born, and that whenever somebody learns something, he is merely recalling what he already knows from the world of the forms. Socrates proves that knowledge is innate by showing that a slave boy knows geometry. According to Socrates, a slave boy has received no education since he is a slave. But because a slave boy understands the geometry, Socrates claims a slave boy must have already known it from the world of the form. Socrates draws a diagram in the sand. The diagram that Socrates draws to prove the world of the forms are what I call the form of the good, the form of existence. Socrates draws the quadrant model 16 squares. I watched a teaching company course where the professor drew the diagram that Socrates drew in the sand. Here are the diagrams that Socrates drew. Here's a quadrant, here's a 16 square quadrant model. This is what Socrates drew in the sand. In Roman numerals, X is the number 10. Philosophers connect the number 10 and the Tetrarchus. I have seen Jungian philosophers propose that because the X is fourfold and the Tetrarchus is related to 4, the reason why the Romans used X as 10 is because of the Tetrarchus. The Garden of Cyrus is a book by Sir Thomas Browne. Browne sees a quincunx in so many places in reality that he says that it is evidence of intelligent design. Thomas Browne relates a quincunx to the Garden of Cyrus. The Garden of Cyrus took a quincunx pattern. It's making X's, crosses. Quincunx is a cross made up of 5 components. In high school trigonometry, my class learned the unit circle. The unit circle is a quadrant, A, S, T, and C. An acronym that my class used to remember the 4 quadrants of the unit circle was all stations to central. In the upper left quadrant, only the sign values are positive while the others are negative. In the lower left quadrant, the tangent values are positive while the others are negative. The upper right quadrant's values are sine, cosine, and tangent are all positive. The fourth quadrant is where the cosine values are positive while the others are negative.